Well, Detective Gary doesn't want to leave this alone, but there's a bag here or something. What is this? There is something in there. Like garters or something. Well, it's a wet fall morning. They're calling for rain today, but I do see the beginnings of sunshine over there. So I think I'm going to take a drive, and I'm really itching to try the new lens, 7200 f4 macro. So I'm going to get out for a few hours this morning and just go for a bush hike, see if we can get some photos. Well, I keep shooting that old homestead over there, 1930s, because I don't know how much longer it's going to be standing. So I'll get another nice morning shot of that. And then I want to go down the bike path here. There's a landscape that I've been wanting to take with the nice beaver house and the rising sun. Should be a good time to do it this morning. Well, there's the glorious beaver pond behind me. I was hoping for a little more mist. You can see just a little bit up here along the tree line. But, and most of the color is gone back there. I saw this scene about 3 weeks ago and I thought, geez, I need to get down there and shoot it. I missed it. So, well, we'll have to try again next year. I'll show you the photos I got. They're okay. So this little 7200 f4 lens is going to do a lot of things for me. It's going to do macro, so I don't have to carry the 90mm macro lens anymore. 70-200, which is a zoom, great for sports, landscapes, fast action, close-up stuff. It's basically a jack of all trades, and it's very good quality. Some of the, well, probably the fastest autofocusing lens I own. It works with teleconverters, so you can get more reach out of it if you need it, but that's not why I bought it. I already own the 300, and I use the converters on that lens to get, 600mm and beyond. So this is just, it's meant to hit that 70-200. Now, it's only an f4, so some people will say, well, it won't be as good in low light. Nah, these new modern cameras are so good, guys. I used to shoot film, and if you hit 400 ISO, you were pushing it. That was, you didn't want to go any higher than that. The 800, I didn't like it. It was too grainy. I mean, these cameras go to 100,000 ISO. So f4 is not an issue any longer. So I've come up to the escarpment. There's lots of hiking trails up here. And there's also a little creek that comes down through a ravine. And it's quite picturesque, so the light is not the best right now, but let's go for a little hike. So this trail system up here was actually turn of the century homesteads and farms up here. You'll find old stone walls that are long forgotten, foundations, things like that. Lots of history here that people don't even realize. These hiking trails were the old roads. And down here is the little creek that I was telling you guys about. Doesn't seem to be too much water in there right now. Yeah, just the smallest little trickle. dog walkers. So I think I'm going to leave the trail and just follow the creek down. And I know there's a few waterfalls. There's no water running, but maybe the shot is still there. Maybe it's still cool. I don't know. Have to be careful when all these leaves are down. It's very slippery. In the spring, this little valley can fill right up to the top with water, and there's quite a substantial waterfall down below. Got to be very careful because nobody really knows where I am today. I told Gerald I was heading up to the escarpment, but there are miles and miles of trails up here, so do not want to roll an ankle, twist a knee. I really dislike humans. I'm walking down here and I see this moss-covered rock. I step on it as I'm going through and it moves. Look at that rock. It's not a rock. It's a friggin' mattress. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff we deal with. Stupid people. I also saw some tires further up the creek. I will never understand the ignorance that it takes to come to a beautiful place like this and dump your garbage. Well, for those of you that tell me you don't get out, this is going to be a treat because this isn't even part of the trail. And it's pretty treacherous. What is that? Okay. Maybe the kids have built some kind of fort down here, I'm hoping. Or homeless people or kids, I don't know. Let's go check it out. Well, that tire's been there a while. Look at the size of that tree. That's a 20-year-old tree growing up through the middle of that. And I got some beer cans and Corona bottles. You can see down here is where the ravine starts getting steeper. And the waterfall that I'm talking about, there's a few. There's one small one right here. And then another one down further at the bottom, but there just isn't enough water in there. I know there's a trail at the top of that outcropping up there. I'm still hoping for some photo opportunities down the creek here. Well, it's pretty dark and gloomy in here. So, not great for photos anyway, but it's a cool place to explore. Oh, look at this. Check this out. I was telling you guys how high this creek can get. In that tree, there's a huge rock wedged in there. Look at that. So, you know, you need water that is at least 8 feet higher than it is right there to move stones and wedge them in the trees like that. What a cool place. Yeah, here's where it really starts to drop down. We're coming down the back side of the escarpment here, and the grade is much steeper. I just like getting out and exploring. And this is a really awesome, cool place to spend half a day. As long as I don't fall and break any gear or a bone. It's a cool place. What have we got here? Clothes and a hole. Blanket. Underwear. Joggers. And a weird hole. This has been cut out of the bank. Find that a little concerning, but we've talked about this before, guys. Anywhere you go in the confines of the city limits into the woods, you find stuff like this. Crime scene, who bloody knows? I find the pink underwear a little disconcerting, but I'm not about to dig in this hole to see what they've buried. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. You can drive yourself nuts trying to figure out the things that people have done to other people in these woods. Again, let me reiterate. I hate humans. So the creek kind of peters out down there. It flattens out. This is the end of the running water. And I'd have to climb. You guys can't really see it, but there's a 20-foot drop right there to get down into the bottom of that. So very slippery. I'm just going to turn around and we're going to head back up the creek. Well, Detective Gary doesn't want to leave this alone, but there's a bag here or something. What is this? There is something in there. Like garters or something. Crime or job opportunity? I don't know. We're moving on. We're going back up the creek. I think I told you guys before, but I'm actually looking at doing my private investigator's license. And I was actually looking at it again this morning. It's a $250 50-hour course. You do it and Bob's your uncle. You got your PI license. What am I going to do with that? I don't know. Solve crimes? Like, what do you... I don't know. No, I seriously am super interested as the guy who has time on his hands, thinking about doing it and not asking anyone, because I know what people say. Oh, that's just stupid. That's a waste of time. Why, you know, it's like when I started photography 25 years ago. You won't make any money doing that. Everyone has an opinion, right? And if I listened to them, I wouldn't do the things I love to do. And I just have that inquisitive, mystery-solving mind. I remember watching Magnum P.I. when I was a kid, come home from school and that was on. I loved that show. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get my P.I. license. Just looking down at the trickle coming through the rocks here. There's some foam and some nice leaves. And I'll show you guys how versatile this 70mm is. We'll take a 70mm shot right from here into that foam rock little bowl there. And then I'll take a close-up of that leaf just to show you guys what I'm talking about when I say this lens can do things that no other lens can do all in one. Oh, that's cool. I just came up from the creek, guys, and there's a row of stone right here all along the top. And look at how flat it is right here. And I found this glass. Stewart's. I don't recognize what that is, but I'm going to go home and research. Is that, you know, 40s or before? Probably is. And that would indicate that right here, there's a well-defined flat spot right here. That this is an old homestead. Yeah, look at, there's old beams right here. Right on the edge of this clearing. That definitely has an old homestead look to it. And here is the cement foundation. Right there. Foundation for something. And then as we get back to the trail, I just cut through the woods to get back to the trail. Right at the edge of the woods, there's an old building right here, guys. All smashed little bits and pieces, but probably 1940s. I see some like linoleum, I don't know. And that nice old green paint that everybody liked to paint their kitchens with back in the day. Well, it's starting to rain, so I'm going to double down, pick up the pace, and get back to the truck and get the new lens out of the rain. Thanks for joining me, guys. It was a cool adventure. Stay tuned, more coming. Always, this is my favorite time of year to be out walking the woods, so we'll be going somewhere. You can bet on it. I'm just looking up information on that old bottle that we found in the woods, and I see here that there was a Stewart's Root Beer Company, 1924. So it could have been that. I think it was a little bit later than that. The foundation that we found would be probably 1940s, if I had to guess, and I'm pretty good at guessing on that stuff. We should bring the detector up there and find some more stuff, and then we'll know for sure, but makes sense. Fits in the right time frame.